different from the ones that I've done before. It is a pick a card reading, so I'm going to ask you guys to, before I start anything, to sit back, make sure that you're in a quiet space, make sure that there are no distractions around you. And while I'm showing you this video, I want you to look at the cards and try to go with your first instinct or what you're drawn to, and take deep breaths. And if you do feel like you want to change your answer, that's okay. There may be a message in more than one pile for you, and that's fine. The general messages, collective messages, and the higher self is multi-dimensional, so it may have different messages for different parts of yourself. Cast your eyes over and pick your pile. We will get straight into your reading. Okay, so this message is for those who chose pile 1, and the first thing that came through for me was to be conscious and aware of those around you that may be using power play to dominate or to mislead or to trap you. So the first message that came out from the animal messages and the animal guides is the deer. Now, the deer is a vulnerable and very gentle creature, and they have to be aware and alert of predators from everywhere, really. They're very susceptible to being attacked and also being trapped in situations where they can't get out of because they can't fend for themselves. So I feel like a message here in pile, guys, for those who have chose pile 1. Here it says, take note of the messages in whispers and secrets adrift on the breeze. Now, with the Emperor showing up and the 7 of Wands, I'm feeling like, so I'm seeing 2 timelines here. In one timeline, I'm seeing where the Emperor may be reflecting a boss or somebody that is in control of something within your life, or has some sort of say over something within your life. This could be a father figure, but it also could be just the energy of that. And so I'm gonna talk about this first timeline. With this first timeline, it's like, I'm really feeling like it's not fair what is being done here. It's not fair. It's as if you're being sort of worked to the bone for what, and not being seen. I'm feeling that you could have worked somewhere for many years or been doing something for many years and not being seen by the boss, or might be getting undercutted by someone. So I think the main message here, regardless, is to definitely be mindful. I'm getting how much you say. With the swords, I'm getting how much you say. And the reason why I'm seeing 2 timelines is because I'm seeing somebody persevering and probably having to change their mindset or go into, like, learn emotional stealthness. It's not really like that. It's learn to, like, keep certain things to yourself. And okay, I'm seeing this. All right then. So when you have any sort of, okay, with this pile, guys, if you have anything that you are trying to do, you have these passions that you're trying to go for and persevere towards, and you're probably trying to be the boss of your own thing, you're trying to do your own thing, make sure you're very mindful of who you're speaking this out to and who who you go to for advice as well. I'm getting. Be mindful who you go to. Hold certain things back until you observe the situation more clearly, because with the deer, they would hold back before they go into something because they're quite vulnerable to those around them. So this could be like with work, but it also could be with those around you, just like friends, family and things like that. Being mindful, because sometimes people don't mean to shit on people's dreams, but because of their mindsets and because of sometimes they may have a closed mindset and may not see in the same way that you do, they may unconsciously project their negative or trapped views on you and then limit you. So I feel like there's obviously, this is a general message, so there'll be a couple things that are coming out. I'm also seeing like someone who's doing all the work, but then the other one's taking all the credit. And kind of undercutting to the boss. In these situations, it's always better to definitely step back and observe the situation. Okay, so pile 1, that was your message. Well, those were your messages from your higher self. Thank you so much for listening, and I'm going to move on to pile 2. Okay, so okay, so pile 2, this is your reading that you have chosen today. Okay, I'm getting a lot of root chakra energy in this. I don't know, I'm getting a lot of roots. So you have got the, I'll just tell you what you've got first. You've got the Scorpion, and Scorpion can kind of sometimes make me think of Scorpio as well. And Scorpio reminds us of the more taboo areas of life and the areas that we probably don't speak about as much. In a new relationship, passion offers the challenge of ecstasy and pain. Now with this, I'm feeling no-win situation, fighting a losing battle. Yeah, like, so you could possibly be in a situation with someone who may be an earth sign. I'm seeing here, or you could be an earth sign. So, I'm seeing earth, air and fire actually, but you could be in the middle of this. A person in the middle of this could be an earth sign, and that could be a Virgo energy or Taurus energy or Capricorn energy. And I'm feeling here, be mindful of, okay, so I'm getting, be mindful of going towards comfort zones just because they feel comfortable, because that will soon turn to feeling very, very stuck and uncomfortable. And I'm seeing here with the Five of Swords, the Five of Swords is always just a situation that should have just been left. It shouldn't have. Sometimes people have said things that didn't need to be said, and that also is reinforced with the Seven of Wands. So sometimes there's some things that didn't even need to be said, and sometimes we exert so much energy into a situation purely because it brings us comfort or because we're used to it. And those situations tend to be no-win situations or catch-22s, because whilst it may bring you comfort, it is also destroying you at the same time, or keeping you stuck or keeping you in the same cycle or loop. I'm also seeing with the Scorpion, Scorpio, the sting. Be mindful of your words to those around you, because the intention behind what you're probably trying to do is not coming across to those people, and you're going to have to keep defending yourself, and it keeps putting you in the same loop. While it feels good to be heard, or sometimes it feels good to win, sometimes it's better to just sit back and understand and put your swords and your batons down and to understand and to hear one another out. I just heard there's no joy in winning sometimes. You may also, for a certain amount of you may also feel like you're trying to prove yourself or prove your worth in a situation, in a new dynamic or a new relationship that you're in. So that's just for a few of you, because that just came through very lightly. It didn't come through very strong. So yeah, I feel like the main messages here for you, pile 2, is to be very mindful of what you're saying in certain situations with those around you. I think it's also saying the actions you take. Be precise in what you're moving towards. Be conscious in your actions, be conscious in what you say, in order to make, even when you're speaking truth, okay, I'm getting there, even when you're speaking truth, be conscious in what you're saying, again, because you may need to defend yourself. I'm getting again needing to defend self. Could be mother figure as well, it doesn't just have to be a partner. There could also be like manipulation here when there's any sort of discussion. Sometimes when people are trying to win in arguments, or when you bring your feelings to someone or bring something to someone and they just want to have control over the situation, they will ensure that they don't actually answer the questions or answer. Again, you don't want to be exerting unnecessary energy. They don't actually answer the questions or answer or bring solutions to what you're actually talking about. They probably make your behaviour a problem, or they make you a problem instead of looking at the situation and actually bringing solutions to the actual situation. And then it's then the loop again. It just keeps happening where you have to keep defending yourself. You probably bring something up. It's a no-win situation. Your higher self wants you to be aware of where you're exerting your energy and where you're putting it towards. Be specific. Be specific about... Oh, I'm also getting be specific about what you want as well with the Queen of Pentacles. Be specific. The Queen of Pentacles is very grounded and very specific about what she wants and what she needs, and is very capable of taking care of her own wants and needs. I just got then the control thing could be coming from the person being financially in control, or financially better off than, like, you might be financially dependent. That's for a small few. Okay, so pile 2, that is your message from your higher self. Okay, sorry, no, I have something just came through quite strong for pile 2. And so for some of you in the collective, as I said, there was an earth sign in the middle. There could be 2 people. So if you are a feminine, I see the Queen of Pentacles as like the Earth Mother, or like the actual Earth girl feminine, here, 3D, with 3D wants and needs. You could be in between 2 individuals. It could be the siblings, or it could be partners, potential partners. Or it could be like an ex and a future partner. And as I said before about feeling like someone's proving something, I feel like, so there's two people, there's the swords and the wands. I feel like the swords person has done a lot of manipulation and a lot of covert manipulation, which you wasn't fully aware of, and brought a lot of pain to you due to that. May have lied a lot. And then there's the wands person, who I feel like probably does a little bit too much, and I felt like I really need to put this out there. So if you're feeling this person may be doing a bit too much, or if you're feeling to choose, right, the energy that I'm going towards is the wands. But again, listen to your own intuition. I feel like when the Queen of Pentacles comes out as well, it could also mean you need to spend time taking care of your needs and taking some self-care time and being with self and using your divine feminine energy to heal, and to, like, your natural healing gifts to heal and bring wholeness to yourself again after some sort of issue with a manipulative situation. Now, also be mindful of partners. Also be mindful of partners who are using power play with you. So initially they're sort of, again with the arguments and the power play, when you bring something to them, and then after you go through this cycle of nothing's actually understood, but then they sort of love bomb you, go on like they're trying their hardest and their best, but in fact it's just going to go back to the manipulation again. Also be mindful of that for some of you. Okay, that's a few messages. I feel quite tired. that actually brought out quite a few. The Scorpio energy can talk of like betrayal as well, but it's not always betrayal as in like cheating and stuff like that. It can be like emotional betrayal, or, you know, like you communicating a need to someone and they completely just shut you out, and that can feel like betrayal or dismiss you. Okay, so that is the end of that for you guys in pile 2. Messages from the higher self. I hope that those messages served you. There was quite a few there, so it was a general collective message, so take what resonates and please leave what does not. You do not need anything cluttering your brain. That does not need to be there. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day or night or evening or morning. And I will move on to pile 3. Okay, hello pile 3. Straight away I'm feeling like this energy is a little bit more softer, or it could go into more of a softer energy in the future. This could be like the future coming towards you, pile 3. I'm just going to take a second to have a little look and get myself together. Yes. Okay, so straight away I'm getting you could have been working, two things. You could have been working too hard in the past going to go towards something. Now you could be someone who is naturally divine feminine energy, so we have both feminine and masculine energy within us, but sometimes a lot of us sit in one energy more than the other. However, in the business world or in the goal-oriented world, a lot of us have to take our masculine qualities to attain certain levels of success, and that could mean like going for something with all you've got, working exceptionally hard, being structured and routined all the time, sort of forcing yourself to do certain things and eat certain things, when actually when you're a divine feminine energy, if you do this for too long, you will find that you become confused and lost, and you go through burnout periods. So I feel like I needed to say that. So for this, I'm also getting as well for this pile, for some of you guys, I feel like you could have worked hard enough to get to the position where now you can allow abundance to flow in. You may struggle with, I'm getting you could definitely struggle with receiving and allowing the softness and the abundance to flow in towards you. You may struggle with like buying things for yourself as well. The Empress card reminds me of Venus and Libra. So you may struggle with sort of like buying things for yourself, but in like sort of glamorizing yourself a bit. And I just got putting the transformation forward like on show. So with the butterfly, you know, they go through the caterpillar period for a long period of time, work, or, you know, go through doing a lot of different things, and then they show off their wings when they come out of the cocoon. And, you know, we all are in awe of this beauty, and I feel like that's also what's trying to be said here. It's also like, show off your wings. Don't be afraid to show off your wings. Don't be afraid to show the process as well and how hard you've worked. This could also be your higher self saying to you and giving you a clap because you've actually done pretty well. And you could be someone who struggles with seeing how well they've actually done, and so they don't sit back and enjoy their efforts. They're like, no, I have to keep going. So I'm getting here, you may be someone who decided to work, and now you're actually thinking of deciding to create. So sometimes we can be working towards something, but we're not actually creating. And as I said, when you naturally sit in the divine feminine energy, you need to create. It's in you. You feel it just powering up and surging through you, and you know that you need to create something. So something that's come to my mind is when the woman gets the call, or that sort of broodiness feeling, that call to motherhood. And my mother experienced it, my best friend experienced it, I know, and my other very close friend experienced this, and they said, you can think that you're gonna stay on this trajectory of, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go towards, this isn't to scare anybody, by the way. It's quite lovely and quite amazing how the woman's intuition works, but it's basically, they've basically all said, you can think that you're going towards one thing and you could be working hard towards this independent life, but the universe is going to call you to motherhood. And when you get that call, all you can think about is having a child. And I feel like this could be about that as well, about that transformation. And it doesn't have to be, you know, having a child. It could also be like literally changing from work oriented masculinity, masculine energy. As I said, the business world is masculine dominated, and moving more into that softer, creating, expanding, allowing, and manifesting from self. That could be what's going on more here. But then also could also be saying that it may be time for you, if you're feeling that call, it could be that time to either connect with your divine feminine self and connect with her call and see where she wants to take you and allow that to be on show. Or it could also be the call to motherhood. As I said, like the cocoon, branching out, it kind of makes sense. Use what you've learned from your past endeavours to fuel what you want to allowing now. That you can use maybe old lessons that you've learned and focused on in this new change. So you could be going through like a transformation process right now, and there may be some old lessons that you can take across with you. But I also feel like with that Empress card as well, there is a lot of detaching and letting go in this process also. Maybe a detachment of the old self, again, old way of being. With the butterfly, it's the old way of being. You're not the caterpillar anymore, you're not the learner anymore. You're actually doing it, embodying it. That's a big thing with the Empress and this butterfly card. You're actually embodying it. You're not working towards it anymore, you're embodying this not even just divine feminine energy. It can be that, because, you know, like motherhood and things like that. It can be literally embodying it, but you're embodying this you've embodied this transformation. And I'm getting here, so the world is currently, well, it's been going through this massive transformation. Pluto has been in Capricorn. It moves out of Capricorn next year in 2023. So the business world, Capricorn rules like things like business and government and high status officials and things like that. The business world is changing into more of a feminine economy, and we can see that as our world's vibration is lifting, the business world is changing. We're now starting to make money off of things that we enjoy doing, or things that we feel called to do, instead of like it can be based on mission, instead of being based on just working for the 3D things like money, or even, you know, not just money, just to feed yourself and things like that. I think a lot of us are becoming more aware that we also need to have a passion behind what we're doing. I think that we can work all our lives for something and work really hard and not see anything from that, because the system is sort of rigged to ensure that we stay in a certain position and stay working in the same loops until we decide to see outside and step outside of what we're doing. But a lot of us can't, because we're in the root chakra, and we're trying to we stay in the rat race because we're scared to step out of the rat race, because it's the unknown. It's not what we're used to. Again, it's a transformation process. So I'm getting here, like, yeah, so the business world is also changing as well. So it's going through its own transformation process, and we're becoming more of rather than business being seen this way or that way, it's going to be seen in many different ways. Or it could be more expansive, because feminine energy is like very difficult to label or to put into context. So I feel like with it moving into a feminine economy, I would say that the business world will be much more vast and much more harder to put into words. Is that the right way to say that? Much more harder to put into words? A little bit more nuanced? We can see that anyway with like decentralized banking and things like that. Instead of having money, we're having, like, it's digital. Everything is moving digital, which is sort of like 5D in a sense. But yes, going back to the transformation process, the world is going through a transformation, of business world, and I feel like a lot of us internally are going through a transformation. Maybe someone who worked, got to a certain level, burnt out, and now needs to start allowing and move into the, as I said, the divine feminine energy of allowing and manifesting from that space. I feel like for a lot of people, they might think, okay, that was a bit like up in the air, but what I'm trying to say here is, instead of trying to be in the rat race and go all the time, this is trying to tell you to sit back, meditate on what you actually want to go for, visualize it, and go into the space of allowing the universe to bring things to you, instead of you trying to grab onto and hold onto something that probably isn't actually as amazing as what the universe could bring to you anyway. Sometimes our egos do that. It holds on to something, it holds on to the past, and holds on to things that we're no longer fitting. And really the universe is just like, bruh, if you just let go, stop trying to control everything, because you're scared of, you know, a lot of people, and I know this is going to sound a bit crazy, but a lot of people are, you know, saying they stay in the 9 to 5 because they need to eat right now. And then there's the other side who are like, I need to get the hell out of this 9 to 5 because I want future generations to have generational wealth, and I need to start this and break this because that's my vision, and then they go towards it. It's sort of like having inspiration for what you're actually driving towards. But if you're just doing it for paycheck to paychecks, for some people that can be draining, and you're not creating, so you feel like you keep getting burnt out. Yeah, so that was a strong message. I've actually already forgotten what like the whole message was, but okay, that was meant to be. I feel like that was me saying that I'm done. So pile 3, I hope that you have found a message within there that has served you. Please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But yeah, I think that's everything now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.